look at you. I didn't come in here to look at you. I hope you didn't come in here to look at me. Because there's a devil out there trying to kill you. You ain't got time to be sizing up nobody else's anointing. You gotta get the anointing in you. Your spirit that have been assigned to kill you. So you ain't got time to be sizing up nobody else's anointing. You got some demons of your own that you must kill. Somebody say, I gotta kill them. I gotta kill them. Oh, my. Oh, yes, Baba. See, y'all don't understand. You think you just living in this kingdom of God. But there are spirits out here at work. I said there's spirits out there at work. You can't just understand the kingdom you live in, but you better know your enemy's tactics. You cannot be delivered from something that you don't know how it operates. Because if you don't know how it operates, you won't even see it coming. That's why I'm not in here just to preach you up the rosy path to heaven. I'm in here to tell you the truth. You got some devils in you that you got to kill. Everybody ain't your enemy. The only enemy in you that can destroy you is your inner me. Ain't nobody else. Y'all can sit down if you want to. Stand up if you want to. Protocol is to do whatever God is doing in you. The word ought to make you want to stand up. Come on, somebody. The word ought to be heat under your feet that you can't keep us still. Say, Pastor, why you going in like this? Because y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And it's my job as the pastor and your spiritual leader to equip you for the battle that you don't even know you're in the midst of right now. I'm going to preach whether you like it or not, so you might as well go ahead and buckle on your seatbelt. Because anybody know Pastor Fountain, I ain't moved by the way you look. I ain't moved by your emotion. Don't nothing move me. That spirit will move me to preach the word even harder. Yes, Yes, people of God, the Spirit of God is moving this morning. He said the people of God must understand that everything that is being done in the kingdom is not just about the kingdom. God said that because my people have been disobedient, because my people have failed to hear me, because my people have failed to follow my instruction, He said I have permitted some things. He said God has permitted some things. Tell your neighbor, God has permitted. Now see, I like to ask all of those who say, I believe God is in complete control. Do you really believe God is in complete control? Do you really believe that anything that happens, God allowed it to happen? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that if God didn't want it, it wouldn't be? Do you really believe that? We believe God is in control of some things, but we don't believe God is in control of everything. We think God is in control of everything until He allows something you disagree with. Then you say that's the devil. Oh, let the Holy Ghost say that again. We say we believe God is in control of all things until God allows something that you disagree with, then you call it the devil. God said, I'm getting ready to bless y'all, but you got to know the truth. The devil don't have no power over God. Whatever was permitted by God. Whoever's in office, they were permitted by God. I'm not sick of no more. I said, whoever is in office, they were permitted. Oh, some of y'all just backed up. I saw some of y'all on Facebook say, no, that's the devil. The word already been put on you. I just told you the Holy Ghost said, if you disagree, you blame the devil. But the devil ain't got no power over God. God's trying to set this thing in order. Because out of your mouth you saying God is all powerful. But on the other hand, you giving the devil power. You trying to say he got more power than God. Make up your mind, kingdom. Who's in charge here? God or the devil? Make up your mind. This ain't no two-way street, baby. This is a one-way street. You believe God is in charge? Then God is in charge. Let me tell y'all something. It brought me back to the word of Gideon. I just went to a 2-day Democratic convention. Let me tell y'all something. You can't tell me that the church ain't supposed to be involved in politics. I sat there and watched a warlock walk up to me on the convention floor. They're there where laws are being made. They're there where people are being selected to make the laws that you got to abide by. But the people of God are shut up in 4 walls praising God. God is awakening his body all across this country. Those of you who are watching it by Facebook, the Holy Ghost said, wake up. He showed me something. I sat there for 2 days. And I said, God, this is you, because I never was involved in anything like that. I said, God, you placed me here for a reason. Let me see why you placed me here. Yes, sir. And it was a last minute thing. And got there. And I tell y'all something. I'm going to get to Gideon in a minute, but I gotta tell y'all something. Can I testify? Yeah. And so, the first day I was there, I saw how people just manipulate and barter with their power. Y'all church folks just want to see you keep waving your hand, and then when stuff go wrong, you gonna start, oh God. No, baby, you should have been there. Yes. Barter, I watched her. And then people of God, we have a democratic. See, I'm preaching this because y'all need to open up in the spirit realm. Y'all got some demons in the political realm that y'all supposed to be going after. You ain't supposed to be no. God wants you to pull down some strongholds. You take the strongholds, is that? And we talk about, I'm trying to go slow here, but the Holy Ghost fire is pushing. I want you to get this. We talk about the democratic process. What is democracy? The democratic process is that all people are supposed to be able to have a voice and a say. Huh? You elect delegates. Y'all don't even know y'all elect delegates. Y'all don't even know who your delegates are. You elect delegates to go to the state. And you elect them so that they can cast a vote as to who your next governor is. Lieutenant governor, comptroller, treasurer, attorney general. Y'all didn't even know that, did you? So, the delegates go there. They're supposed to be doing it on behalf of y'all, the community, the people. Am I right? They're going to be representing the people. I don't get, listen, some of y'all spiritual folk, I feel you talking about pastor ain't supposed to be preaching. Shut up! I'm going to get to you in a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead. Shabbat. Yeah. And so I watched the process. They allowed the delegates to cast a vote. They cast a vote. They put on a big screen the results of the vote. And then they give the delegates a chance to change their vote after the results have been posted. So if you don't like who was in the lead, you have 10 minutes to come up and change your vote. What cause did you sell the vote of the people for? What did you barter the people for? I had never seen nothing like it in my life. How do you cast the results and then say you can come change your vote if you like? And then they announced this one took one vote away. This person took a vote away. This town took a vote away. People of God, we're not living in a democratic system. You're living under a demonically driven, a demonically driven system. That's why the people of God, he said, if my people, that's why the people of God have got to get involved. This is spiritually being driven. Everything you see is spiritually being driven. I was sitting down, I'm still testifying. I was sitting down in front of the media table where all the reporters were at the table behind me and some other people that came with me. And we were sitting there and I was eating. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, somebody comes standing up over me. I heard it the first time. Now, my children will tell you, don't you come coughing over me. And you better sure enough have your hand over your mouth. And turn your head. This thing, I'm sitting down right there. He come right here. Heard it the second time. I said, Lord, immediately the Lord said, that's a spirit right there. That thing is on assignment. I said, it's a nasty spirit. I turned, I looked at it, I said, excuse me. Don't stand behind me coughing and not covering your mouth. I'm eating. You know what that demon said? He said, I'm not trying to get your attention. Huh? People of God, you must understand that there's a bigger picture than just you going to church and clapping your hands. There's a bigger picture than just you going to church singing in a choir. There's a whole other world going on out here that's driving what you see. And God has given you authority over that world, but you are not paying any attention to it. You don't even tap into what God gave you authority over. The earth is the Lord's. So, after he said that, I just looked at him. He stood there. So the lady that was with me was sitting one chair over. There was pocketbooks between me and her. And I said to her, that ain't nothing but a demon. I said, the blood of Jesus be against it. And he walked away. I said, let me see where he's going. He went over to the camp that he wasn't with. There were 2 other people running against the camp he was with. He went over there, got in the aisle where they were sitting, between somebody. I said, okay, Lord, I said, watch him. He stood there for a few minutes. Then he went on over to the other camp. Said, excuse me. Spirit of God said, that's a demonic spirit. And that spirit is trying to spread something in the atmosphere. He's spreading a spirit of confusion and chaos. He's trying to spread. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all stop taking things for what it looked like. Everything ain't what it looked like. I said, okay, God, I see what's going on here. This is a demonic spirit. He going around spreading something. So he came back over. Show you just how bold this demon is. Where our pocketbooks were, he walked over to where the pocketbooks are between me and the other lady and said, can I sit here? I said, no. Spirit Lord said, you should have said yeah. But that was after I said no. You wouldn't sit there long. I said no. Somebody sits there. Oh, somebody's sitting here. I see pocketbooks. I said, you're not sitting there. And I looked at her right in his eye. And I said, the blood of Jesus, you demon. And he walked off and I didn't see him no more. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that while y'all sitting up in your churches, while y'all sitting up, while y'all sitting up in your churches, demonic activity is taking places at levels that you're going to have to live by the letter of the law. So while y'all think y'all doing something, while y'all think you casting a vote, while y'all think you got a voice, all y'all is voting on in November is whoever sold his soul. You voting on whoever they bartered to get in there. Because see, they're going to push one or two candidates. Come on now. But you're going to vote on what they give you. Oh yeah, this is good. It's quiet. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I thank God for the experience. I thank God for the experience. And as I sat there, the Spirit of the Lord began to say to me, and I sat there and I kept hearing them. They kept talking about Trump this, Trump that. The little black boys have more chance, double chance of being expelled than their white counterpart. Don't tell me that. You heard that in something we wrote. We told you that. Come on. How y'all are writing their speeches when they come to your neighborhood and ask you what the problem is. Come on. Y'all are writing a speech because they're going to get up and give it right back to you word for word, but they're not going to tell you how they're going to fix it. I come to wake y'all up this morning. Come on. God gave me a platform to tell you the truth. I come to wake y'all up this morning. There was Trump this, Trump that. God said to tell the people of God this morning. He said what was permitted by God was permitted to be a blessing to the nation. Anything God has put in your life, has allowed in your life, was permitted to be a blessing to you. See, you only think it's a curse, you only think it's bad because it's making you uncomfortable. But God is permitting some things because in order for you to grow, you got to get uncomfortable. You ain't going to grow in your comfortability. You got to be made uncomfortable in order to grow. There's so many things that have been given to you. So many supports have enabled you. And you got comfortable. You can't grow like that. God is calling for you to get uncomfortable this morning. The truth will make you uncomfortable. Come on, I'm glad this ain't one of them churches where y'all can put me out because you don't like what's being preached. Because I know y'all trying to put me out this morning. But you ain't got the power to do it. Yeah. You can't fight against God. So, I began. One man walked up. I'm almost done with my testimony. Y'all testify, so listen to mine. That's right. I'm almost done. So one man walked up and he began to tell. There was a candidate that was running who was a reverend. And I was there praying with him and supporting him. And this man walked up to him and said, you see all those people that the other man has? You see all their t-shirts? You see they got the microphones on their ear? You don't have all that. And the Lord spoke to me and said, Gideon, had too many, but what God's gonna do, he don't need all that. He just needs one man. He needs one woman who will stand and allow him to do a work through them. People of God, God got some stuff he gonna do through you. It ain't got to come out the way you think it's supposed to come out. That may be a stepping stone to get to where he's trying to take you. I said that Marcia this morning in my prayer time. God said to tell the people of God, he said that's only phase one. In phase one, you get to learn who your enemies are. In phase one, you get to learn who all the liars around you are. In phase one, you get to see who all the backstabbers are. In phase one, you get to see all of those that will gossip about you. In phase one, that's just phase one, baby. Don't you die in phase one. Spirit of God says so many people give up in phase one. I'm talking to y'all now. Preaching now. Some of us give up at phase 1. Phase 1 is the revelation phase. Phase 1 is the exposure phase. Gideon, let me read this because I'm about to preach all over this sermon. Come on, let's go to Judges. I'm going to get to this because just remind me about phase 1. The exposure phase. In Gideon, Judges chapter 6. Verse 1 says, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian 7 years. Didn't I tell you about God and what he will permit? Permitted by God. Permitted by God. God permitted them to be put in the hand of the Midians for 7 years. They would probably say that ain't right, but God permitted it. Come on, somebody. They would probably say we don't deserve it, but God permitted it. And they say in verse 2, and the hand of the Midian prevailed against Israel, and because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens which are in the mountains and caves and strongholds. And then it goes on and says, and so it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even they came up against them. Everybody came up against them. Somebody shout, but God permitted it. Oh, we're going to drive that home. And it said, verse 4, and they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth till thou come unto Gaza and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep nor ox nor ass. For they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude, for both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. And it came to pass when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites. Because of the Midianites? It's because of your disobedience. Who you blaming? Who you blaming? This ain't no story this morning. This is your life. God has permitted some stuff in your life. Who you trying to blame for what God has permitted? Tell you that don't blame him, get it right. Oh, you said everything else, you can't say that, huh? Don't blame them, you get it right. That's right. And then go ahead and say, and Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. And it came to pass when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites, that the Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you forth out of the house of bondage. And I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drove them out from before you, and gave you their land. He did all of that. Somebody say he did all of that. He said in verse 10, and I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods with a small g, because there ain't no God but God. Of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell, but ye have not obeyed my voice. What we're seeing today, God has permitted. I'm going to say God has permitted what we see today, what we're living in today, what we're experiencing today, who he has set in place today. God has permitted it because of the disobedience of his people. I don't like that. How can we say that, Pastor? Because his people have failed to keep his commandments. Because his people have failed to stand up for the truth. Because his people have been bought, borrowed, and sold. Because his people have become powerless. Because his people have tried to fit in with the world system. Because rather than being the head, his people have become irrelevant. What are you talking about, Pastor? Let me tell you something. I saw more preachers at this convention that were made to feel they were relevant because people were coming to them, asking them to rally support. But the saddest part is, the devil will make you think you're relevant by coming to you. He will deceive you. He ain't coming to you saying, let me help you get your people together. He said, you bring me your people. And somebody else is over there saying, you bring me your people. So our people are now pulled over here, pulled over there, pulled over there, and you standing there thinking you somebody. You ain't nobody. You a tool in the hand of the enemy. The Holy Ghost said, the mere fact they're doing that is to keep you from becoming relevant. If you were relevant, they would know that they couldn't come to you and ask you to divide your people. Yeah, if you were relevant, if you had power like you think you got power, you've been disillusioned by the enemy. If you had that kind of power, ain't nobody walking up to Martin Luther King and saying, give me some of your people, and then somebody else going to say, I'll give you some over here, and I'll make a deal with you. Martin Luther King ain't made a deal with nobody. The enemy wants to keep you from knowing who you really are. Keep you from having the power you really have. When you've been empowered by God, you don't sell out. I'm not made to be feel important because you come ask me if I can get the congregation to do something. No! I ain't making no deal with you and nobody else. Huh? Preachers, stop making deals with the devil. Leaders, stop making deals with the devil. The whole cake belongs to you, and you're begging for some crumbs. I'm going to say that again. People of God, in your life, the whole cake is yours. Stop begging for crumbs. Tell the enemy. What did Jesus do when the devil said, if you cast yourself down from here, I'll give you all of that, and the angels will catch you, and you will not dash your feet against the stone. Did he know who he was talking to? He was talking to the one who created all of that. Y'all need to square your back and put your head up and get to know who you are. When the enemy comes trying to make a deal with you, you say, check yourself. If you don't know who I am, let me tell you, I am a child of the Most High God. And what you trying to get, my God already got. Stand up. People of God, leaders, it's time to stand up. If you say you believe God, act like it. You got so much power. God has given you power, but you're selling out. Not only yourself, but the people that God has commissioned to be at your hand. People, you need to start requiring more. Come on, somebody. Out of yourself, out of your leaders in your community. Come on. One thing you know about Pastor Fountain, I'm going to tell the truth. Whole truth, nothing but truth. So help me God. They don't like it too bad. I ain't got no friends now anyway. That's because I ain't never tried to get none. Because I got to be free to preach the truth. See, you can't buy my mouth shut. You can't tie up the Holy Ghost that's in me. Come on, somebody. I ain't trying to make no friends out here. Huh? I'm trying to make it to heaven. If we can free one soul, and we can turn the light on in one spirit, and we can free one leader to understand the power that they've been given, and if they would just stand, it'll cause another leader to say, I'll stand with you. And then it'll cause another leader to say, I'll stand with you. And another leader to say, well, let me stand with you. And our communities will not be pulled apart. Gideon had too many. He had too many. But see, God got away when I said phase 1 and phase 2. I want y'all phase 1. Hop down here with me to the next verse. Go with me to 7 and 1. Chapter 7, verse 1. I want to show y'all something. Because see, Gideon, he had too many. And I want you to go down with me. Let's go down to verse 3. Chapter 7, verse 3. So now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead, and there return of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remain 10,000. Somebody say 10,000. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. We went from 20 down to 10. And he said, you still got too many. Why is it that God will not allow you to have so many people walking with you? Come on. Why is it that God has taken some people out of your life? Why is it that God has made folk that you grew up with for years, why is it that God has allowed them to become an enemy to you? Why is it that God has allowed them to lie on you? Why is it that God has allowed them to backbite and gossip about you? Folk that supposed to be my sister and my sister gal. Why she do me like that? Because God's trying to take you somewhere she can't go. God's trying to take you somewhere they can't go. And it went on down. He said, the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down into the water, and I will try them for thee there. He said, I'll try them. Take them to the water. I will try them for you. See, you must understand that in phase 1, that comes the exposure and the revelation as to who is who. So in phase 1, at the end of phase 1, you need to be shouting and giving God some praise. You ain't supposed to be mad. You ain't supposed to be tired and throwing in the towel. Baby, that's just the beginning. That's the happy stage. That's the stage when God takes everything away from you that don't belong. I'm going to give you some truth. Wake up. That ain't the time to cry. That ain't the time to get mad at him. Send him a thank you card. I ain't mad at you. Whoa. I can tell you what I'm talking about. I got some enemies God has exposed. And you know what? I just thank God so much. Woo. I thank him. I praise him. That's the time to throw a party. And if ain't nobody there but yourself, you have a good time. That's the time to throw yourself a party. When God exposes your enemies. When God reveals who they are. In phase 1, that must happen. So that when God takes you into phase 2, you don't carry them demons with you. That's right. You don't trust them. You don't lean on them. You don't depend on them. You don't talk to them. You don't share the vision. You don't have nothing to do with their spirit. You just pray for them and leave them in the hands of God. Are y'all getting something this morning? God is permitting. He's permitting. He's allowing what you're seeing to be so that you can get to the next level. He's going to use that situation. He's going to use that person. He's going to use whatever it is. If he permitted it, he's going to use it. Now, if you don't believe God is in control, then you sit there and you're going to have an experience with your God. And you're going to get to know. Come on, somebody. And he said, the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down into the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, and the same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. Come on now. All right, let me interpret. When God permits them to leave, let them go. You keep moving. He said, I'm gonna do this thing. Yes. I'm going to show you who to. So you've been asking me. You've been asking me. When you pray at night, you say, Lord, deliver me from evil.
Yes, my God.
Yeah? You prayed and you said, God, deliver me from evil. Whoa. Well, baby, evil may be in the one that you think is closest to you. Lord, deliver me from evil. You pray. It may be in your mama. It may be in your grandmama. It may be in your auntie. It may even be in you. So when he revealed it, you thank him. So he said, I'll do it. He said, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. He said, so he brought them down, the people. So he brought down the people unto the water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink. So he said, we're going to divide them. Put that group over here, and the ones that get on their knees to drink, put them over here. So that's telling me something, people of God. That's telling me that you need to allow God to do an analysis of who's in your life. And when God shows you who they are, you need to say, okay, I got to set them over here. Huh? These are those who love the Lord. And I ain't talking about it just go to church with you. Let me tell you something. Y'all got some folk going to church with you who's trying to take you down from where God is trying to put you. Some of y'all, God has already elevated you, and the devil is mad about your elevation. Let me tell y'all something. See, what you got to be careful of, when God starts elevating you, when God starts using you, talking and blessing people's lives and in ministry, when God starts elevating you, you look out for them demons that try to attach themselves to you. Number one, they don't want to see you go up. Number one is the spirit of jealousy and envy. So he'll come and they'll try to bring confusion in your mind. Tell your neighbor, shut that demon out. You can't go where I'm going. God's showing you who's who. They just ain't acting like that to be acting. God permitting them to show you what spirit is really in them. And when you see it, believe it. Why we believe everything else, but we don't want to believe what we see when God show us something. Or maybe they just having a bad day. Well, baby, if you having a bad day, I serve a good God. So you keep that over there. I'm staying over here. Your bad day ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't want to hear about your woes. But Pastor, ain't you supposed to feel sorry? No, baby, I ain't supposed to feel sorry. I'm supposed to tell them you cast your burdens onto the Lord and you leave them there. So you ain't casting them over here. Because it took me too long to cut out the ones of what I was under. I said it took a shake to my side. Somebody, it took you too long to come out from under what you was under. Don't you dare let nobody cast their cares on you. That ain't what the word said. They cast their cares upon the Lord. I got my own cross to carry. Come on, somebody. So you gotta see it and allow God to separate them, huh? And it said, and the number of them that lacked, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink the water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lacked will I save you. I don't need all the rest of them. I have identified the ones that are designed to go with you. And by them will I save you. Oh, come on, somebody. See, that means that folk that's attached to you, your salvation ain't coming through them. I said, by folks that are attached to you, that don't mean that God put him in your life to help you get to where you're going. You better ask God, show me who. Somebody open your mouth and say, show me who. I don't care how nice they are. Nice don't cut it, baby. The devil got a silver tongue. Huh? I don't care how much they say they love you, that ain't cutting it, baby. Some folk love you to death, while others who are spiritually enlightened will love you to life. I'm going to say that again. Some folk will love you to death, while others who have been spiritually enlightened will love you to life. That's why you can't say everything you hear. You can't say everything you hear. I know what they mean, but I ain't trying to interpret. You're going to be held accountable for what you say. You ain't saying I love you until death. Y'all are saying I love you to death. Holy Ghost just had to stop for a minute because Holy Ghost said that not more shot. The Holy Ghost said what you saying. You ain't saying I love you until death. But to tell you the truth, my daddy is gone back to heaven. And that ain't stopped me from loving him. So I didn't love him until death. I love him forever. So stop walking around telling folks you love him until death. You love him to death. Get that mess out your mouth. I'm going to love you to life. While you're in the land of living, I'm going to love you, love you, love you. So if you got any dead thing in you, it can't help but come to life. Oh my God, I'm going to love you to life. So get in. You say get in. I'm going to show you who's with you. I'm going to show you who's with you. I'm going to identify. Phase one, I'm going to identify. I'm going to expose them. Now, they are the ones that are going to help bring deliverance. So now, there's a strategy that comes in phase three. All right? Phase one, the enemy is identified and exposed. He's exposed, revealed. Phase two is when God shows you how to identify. He'll give you a strategy to identify. Okay? That's when he told them if one bends down on their knees, or if they lap like a dog with their head. So he gave a strategy to identify. Phase three is when God gives you a strategy how to defeat your enemy. He said, take lamps. Come on now. He said, some of y'all gonna go over there. Some of y'all gonna go over there. We're gonna split y'all up. And the rest of y'all gonna go over there. Come on, let me take you to the word so you know that I'm telling you the truth. Come on, go. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. I'm going to go over here to verse. We're still in chapter 7. It says, and it was so when Gideon, verse 15. And it was so when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshipped and returned into the host of Israel and said, arise, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies. God will give you a strategy. Don't you move without divine instruction from God. Don't you move on your own. Don't you move based on what somebody else tell you should do. Don't you move at nobody else's instruction. You gotta wait for divine instruction from God. He told him. He said, and he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and he put a trumpet in every man's hand with empty pitchers, and lamps within the pitchers. If the Lord told you to take a pitcher, one of the pitchers you put water in, take a lamp, put the lamp in it, take a trumpet, you're going to say, what we going to do with this against all them? Well, honey, you better follow the divine instruction of God. What God does will never make sense to you. Because God will get up in what he's telling you to do and cause it to defeat your enemy. Somebody tell you to follow the instruction of God. Verse 17 said, he said unto them, look on me and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that as I do, so shall ye do. When I blow the trumpet, somebody say, when I blow the trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and say, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle of the watch, and they had but newly set the watch. And they blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. And the three companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers and held the lamps in their left hand and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. And they stood every man in his place round about the camp, and all the host ran and cried and fled. And the 300 blew the trumpets. And the Lord set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout all the host. And the host fled to Bethsaida, to Zerah, and to the border of Abelimelech, to Tabah. So he's saying they fled to all different areas. They just had to go. They had to leave them, and they won the battle. Somebody say they won the battle. They won the battle. But they won the battle using a divine instruction from God. You ain't gonna win by yourself. God's instruction may be stop. God's instruction may be wait. God's instruction may be go a different way. God's instruction may be pursue. Come on, somebody. But wherever it is that God is bringing you, you must understand that he has permitted it. And now you must go forth and follow that divine instruction in order to win the battle. Now what God is saying this morning, he's pointing out to the people of God. And this is the message that the Holy Spirit wants to leave you on this morning. And that is that you must know that whatever God permits, God is doing it. Whatever God permits, it is the will of God. And I want to make sure you title this right. Because I want to make sure that everybody is supposed to see this message. Because it's a wake-up call for the world. The world is in a dark place. But the saddest part of it is the kingdom is in a dark place.
Yes, my God.
Sad, but true. Because we're so busy praising God and we're missing the authority, the dominion, the operating power that he has given us in this world. We're just taking care of our little church folk. We're just taking the authority in the church. Well, my God, he gave you power and dominion over everything he created. Come on, somebody. He gave you power and dominion. Don't go in your four walls acting like you got power. Don't nobody care that you can run around the church 5 times. Come on. Jump up and down, scream and shout. Sing. Ain't nobody paying you no mind. I want to know what God is saying. We're too busy impressing each other. Come on, we ain't doing nothing. You just impressing each other. God said, if you want to impress me, you do what I did. You go out to the highways. You go out to the hedges. You compel people to come to God. And when they come, teach them the truth so they can stand up and be ready to go against the enemy. I would love to see 6 and 7 busloads of anointed men and women of God that ain't got no agenda but the will of God, rolling up to the convention center at the next Democratic convention and walking across the floor talking about the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus. We rebuke everything that's not like God, and you ain't even gonna open your mouth, but your presence is so strong that every witch, every warlock, every spirit that's not like God will tremble and flee. Yes, sir. I walked up to a woman. She kept looking at me, and I walked over to her. And I said, good afternoon, how are you? And she shook my hand. And she said, I'm fine. I said, where are you from? They had the town signs. She was sitting with Woodbury. But I asked her anyway. She said, Woodbury. She had the little delegate sign on. So I said, it's so nice to meet you. I'm from Bridgeport. And she said, there was just something. Your presence is so strong. I couldn't help but keep looking at you. I said, my name is Reverend Fountain. She said, that's it then. She said, that's it. I went in. Shabbat. The first night I walked into the convention center. Because I'm anointed by God. I could see spirits just flying all over the place. Spirits of confusion. People people look defeated. People look perplexed. Yeah, Marcia. And when we left that night, somebody said, can you come back tomorrow? And the Spirit of the Lord said, because the man of God was running, he said, you got to be there. Because there's a woman of God that was working with the man of God on his campaign. The Lord said, you got to be there. We got to arm each other. Come on, somebody. We got to cover one another. You can't leave each other out to the enemy. You got to cover one another. I said, Lord, I said to the woman, I said, my sister girl, I said, honey, I said, what time we got to leave in the morning? And she's an anointed woman of God. I said, what time we got to leave in the morning? She said, 6:30. It was already 10 o'clock. And I kind of just, but on the way home as we were talking, the Spirit of the Lord said, remember, I opened this door for a reason. I said, okay, God, there's something you want me to see. I saw something tonight, but it ain't over. So I said, okay, Lord. I said, we got the clothing drive in the morning. Let me tell y'all something. I thank God for this house. Because God has given us people in this house, windows of faith, that are equipped. I know you had all kinds of spirits coming in here to get close, but y'all are anointed, and y'all are equipped, and y'all don't let no demon in hell come in and take authority in the house of God. So I know I have nothing to worry about. I can leave you and go tend to another part of the state. So I said, she said, oh, you got your clothing giveaway. I said, yeah, but God's got people that are well able. I can go. I got to go. I can go. Got people that are well able. And I thank God what he allowed me to see that second day. I had to be there. And as I was sitting there, I said, Lord, I'm watching all these spirits just walking all over the place. And I said, Lord, this spirit's flying all over this place, doing all kind of stuff, trying to perplex the mind of people. It was so bad that one group that was running for a position, when a lady got up to nominate the reverend, that group of people were standing in the front and saying, more than 50 people standing there, trying to out-talk this woman, making a nomination for a child of God. But thank God for the God in this woman. God got people everywhere. She said, I want you all to stop that talking right now. Give me the same respect I gave you. You don't stand over and talk when I'm trying to make a nomination. That is out of order. Yeah. I said, thank you, Holy Ghost. God got people that have been empowered by the Holy Ghost to call things that are out of order back into order. Back in order. Don't y'all stay in no chaotic state and you don't open up your mouth. If it ain't right, open your mouth and shut it down. My God is a God of order. Woo. So I told the Lord, I said, God, I said, you know what? I had always said I was like some of y'all folk. I was like some of the traditional folk. Church and state. Baby, ain't no church and state no more. Huh? You got some churches on the avenue right now that are storefront churches. You got storefront churches all over this city. Let me tell y'all something. It ain't no church and state. Because if they choose right now, the city can walk in and tell the storefront churches, you can no longer have church in here because this building is not zoned for a church. Because you don't have enough parking spaces for the number of seats that are here. You don't have any specified parking. How I know that, fella? Because I've sat with folk at City Hall. And I said, well, what's the plan? How you going to get rid of all them storefront churches? My God. They ain't zoned. They ain't zoned. So people of God, you better wake up. Kingdom, wake up. They're creating laws. Wake up. Spirits are driving these folk. Wake up. I told God, I said, God, I got to come again next year. But I'm going to make sure we get some anointed folk. They got to come up in here and walk and just pray. Everybody else is walking around, walking the floor. Why we ain't walking? We walking around our church aisles, binding up the devil in our church. People of God is permitting. I'm going to close with this. The devil don't like it, but too bad. God is permitting President Trump to be where he is. He's permitted it because of his people's disobedience. Because his people have gotten too comfortable relying on man's system. He's permitted this. He's permitted it to wake us up. And even in the midst of it, I can promise you, God's going to use that man to be a blessing in the midst of it, because God don't curse that which he has blessed. God don't use no curse thing to bless his people. So those of you who are saying that man is of the devil, you're a liar. When God cursed the fig tree, he said that fig tree could not bear no fruit. Wow. Thank you, minister. You got it. So if God permits something, he's going to use that which he permitted. And you watch and see how God going to use that man to bless God's people. Stop fighting what God permitted. You got things in your life that you're fighting that God permitted. Even your enemies. God permitted. Because somewhere you need to get your face back in the face of God. Stop fighting what God has permitted. And start thanking God for the blessing that he has in it. Stop fighting what God has permitted. And thank God for the blessing. God can do anything. Do you believe God can change folks? See, we're about to miss something. That's why the Holy Ghost is stomping on this. And I want y'all to spread this word all across Facebook. We're on Facebook now. I want y'all to spread it. And if you don't like what the Holy Ghost is saying, talk to God. Don't talk to me. But I ain't going to say nothing back to you, because I done already put your spirit in the hand of God. Yeah. And if I don't like your post, I'm going to delete it and block you, because I ain't giving you no platform. God said he permitted. If you believe God is permitting, then accept and pray for that which God has permitted. I don't want us to miss the boat. Tell your neighbor, don't miss the boat. You know that story about when the man was drowning and he kept saying, send me help? One boat went by. That ain't what he was waiting for. Maybe he didn't like the color of the boat. Huh? Another boat went by. Maybe the sailor on that boat, maybe he wasn't saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. So he didn't want that boat either. Well, but in the meanwhile, God had allowed all the boats. That was his help. You get picky, you ain't getting nothing. God said, I'm going to use people to bless you. Huh? He going to use people. You sit there waiting for it to fall out the sky. It ain't coming like that, baby. He going to use somebody to bless you. You don't put your trust in man. I trust in the God in the man. The God in the woman. The God in, because whatever they do, it comes from God. All good things come from God. The devil ain't gonna bless you. Tell you that he ain't gonna bless you. I don't care how many promises he make. He ain't gonna bless you, because he does not have the ability to bless you. Amen? Amen. Come on, get up on your feet. I give myself away. Oh God, I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. Come on, give yourself back to God and let him do what he's going to do through you. I give myself away so you morning, via Facebook, via however it is that they're joining us, God. I pray right now, God, that the words would have sunk straight up deep down in their spirit this morning, God. Set the captive free, God. Set their minds free, God. Set their hearts free, God. Let somebody rise up from the ashes this morning, God, and declare that God has given me power. God has given me authority. God has given me dominion over all things. Hallelujah. God, continue to raise up a nation. Raise up a nation that shall obey. In the mighty name of Jesus, meet the needs of these your people. Whatever their family stands in need of, Father, I pray that you will bless them right now. Open up that door that the enemy has closed, that you did not design to be closed, and close the door that the enemy has opened, that you did not design to be opened, and that your permitted will be done in our lives. In Jesus' name.